Hi everyone, Haley Greco here, and today I'll be showing you the process for this snowy mountain landscape painting. Let's get started. May your dreams be larger than mountains, and may you have the courage to scale their summits. That's a quote by Harley King. I'm starting this painting with a nice blue for the sky. This blue consists of ultramarine, violet, and white, and we will use the same mixture for the mountains. It's important to have your mountain shadows the same color as the sky. I'm just getting a good shape going here for the sky, leaving space for where the mountains will be. This mountainscape is based on the Grand Tetons in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I've visited these mountains various times and I love them. They're the most iconic mountains to me. So here we've got a darker tone of that same mixture of purple, blue, and white, just a little less white. And this will be shadowed snow on the mountainside. I'm going to do a heavy contrast here between the shadows and the highlights, and this will really help our mountains to stand out. I've decided that my light in this painting is going to come from the right. Establishing this beforehand will really help when you're trying to decide where to put your highlights and your shadows. If you're following along with me, I'll put all the colors I'm using in the description of the video. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I usually post videos once a week, and I would really appreciate it if you would like the video, comment, and subscribe. I'm using a palette knife to apply the paint. My mountain scenes are where I use the palette knife the most, probably. I find it does such a good job of applying texture without blending the colors too much. But if brushes are more your thing, that would work fine here too. It's all about what you're comfortable with and what makes you feel at home when you're painting. I find painting to be a place of peace and rest after a long day. I can just let my mind go and let my heart take over as I release into this creative flow. As I paint these mountains, I'm reminded of how it feels to be there. The peace and the quiet snow, that quiet anticipation of going up a ski lift, where there isn't a sound to be heard and the snow just seems to encompass all. I always find this to be such a wonderful place, and I hope to visit these mountains again one day. I'm just finding where these highlights and shadows go. For this one I am copying a picture, which I don't always do, but I found it necessary to paint these mountains more exact. I love creating the effect of light in these mountains with just a stroke of my palette knife. The key here is to save the parts that are pure white only for the brightest parts of the mountain, where the sun is hitting it the most. All the other snowy parts that are in shadow will be a blue tone. One of my favorite painting quotes is by Vincent van Gogh, and he says, "I dream my painting and then I paint my dream." I'm using a regular brush now just to get some fine details on the peaks. Sometimes it's hard to get exactly what you want with a palette knife, but it's good for those broader strokes. I'm also blending here and there some highlights into the shadows of the snow. I noticed here that I got one of the peaks wrong, so I'm erasing it. This is pretty easy to do with oil paint, you just kind of go over it with another color. And as Bob Ross says, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. I'd love to know in the comments if you have a favorite mountain range. I'm always looking for new mountains to paint. I find mountains to be one of the most inspiring things to paint. It's Victoria Erickson that says, "Although I deeply love oceans, deserts, and other wild landscapes, it is only mountains that beckon me, with that sort of painful magnetic pull, to walk deeper and deeper into their beauty." I've got lots of details going now, and as I go towards the bottom of the canvas, I'm gonna get a little bit darker as I go down, since more shadows are hitting the bottom of the mountain. I love working with this blue color I'm using. Ultramarine Blue is definitely my favorite color. And when it's mixed with that violet, I find it creates such a rich tone for mountains. I find copying a picture of a mountain a little bit daunting, as it's almost like copying a face. If one little thing is off, it just doesn't look like that person. So I'm just trying to get all the little details right. I'm making all the layers on this mountain really textured. In person, the mountain really stands out when there's a lot of texture on it. I also find it so satisfying to drag the palette knife across with a lot of paint on it. These dark bits I'm adding here are actually going to be really far away trees. I didn't go too detailed with them as they're just so far away to see. With those trees being so tiny, it really makes the mountain appear huge. I've gone really dark with my shadows of the snow at the bottom of the canvas. And this will make the other shadows at the top look less dark, even though they are pretty dark. And the contrast to the white will just make the white shine, as snow seems to do when it's in the sunlight. I'm adding lots more tiny trees now, using a paper towel. I find a paper towel to be really useful, but you could also use a big brush here and just tap really lightly all around for those trees. And here I'm adding in some snow again. My mountains are looking pretty good now. I'm just making sure all the details are right. And I'm just adding in some finishing touches. I find there to be such a cleansing feel of going to the mountains. I had asthma growing up, and I remember when we first went out to Wyoming, I felt I could finally breathe. Going from Georgia to Wyoming was such a huge change, especially in the summertime. And I remember just breathing that crisp air, not being able to believe it was still summer. So to me, mountains just seem so cleansing and refreshing. Where in nature do you feel cleansed? Let me know in the comments. My Grand Teton painting is just about finished. I want to thank you all so much for coming on this journey with me. It's always an adventure finding something new we can create together. And I hope you join me again soon.